On behalf of the Seacology Board of Directors and everyone here and everybody that cares about our planet, we'd like to present this to you, Dr. Rutt. Thank you very much. We'd like to now invite Dr. Jonah to come and give us some remarks.
Wow, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable attendees of this ceremony, it is a great honor and a privilege for me to stand in front of you and to have the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I would like to extend my thanks to the organizing committee for inviting me and for the bestowing upon this prestigious award. As I was preparing the speech, I would give this for this evening. I had a deep reflection about what I could tell, because I know that by standing here, a lot of people, friends around the world, co-workers, family would be following this event with interest, even losing sleep, other eat for some of them. Right now, at this time, it's 5 a.m. in Madagascar, and I know that there are people following, watching this event. Given the importance of this event and of this assembly, I was prepared to make a very elaborated and sophisticated speech. I decided, however, to speak from the bottom of my heart, to bring the message I would like to share with you tonight. I think that all of the winners of this prestigious award have in common the achievements of a number of progresses in the field of environmental protection. And I wanted to humbly share with you a part of my story that led me today, because of, as the saying goes, every success story has its beginning. To begin with, I would like to tell you about how I heard that I was the winner of the Seacology Prize of this year. Have I already heard about Seacology? Yes. But I would never think I had the honor to be nominated as a recipient of this award. And on an evening of the 3rd of July at 7:03 p.m., I received a call from someone I never knew or met before. The person told me she had good news for me. What news did I ask? And she replied, "You are the winner of the Seacology Award 2023. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say back then. I just kept saying, "Thank you, really, really, thank you, many times." That person is with us here tonight, Mary Rodolphe. Again, thank you, Mary. I am the one who is receiving that Seacology Prize this year. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be standing here without all of the people who work with me. I am talking about the entire JERP team, the local communities, and the indigenous people, and all of the categories of people. I can't name here, like the stakeholders, the various managers, and the funders. So, as I stand here, I representing all of those who work with me, but also my family, and even my country, Madagascar. It is out of consideration for all of those I represented, but I had all of the more like to simply express myself with the feeling that come from my heart. As I like to say, my life is like an iceberg. People often see the success, but never the struggles I had to face and the road filled with obstacles I had to go through all of these years. My passion for nature began when I was just a kid. My parents were the ones who drew me closer to nature when they brought me and my siblings to the zoo of Ratsimbazafy. Ratsimbazafy is the park in Tananarivo, in the capital. Back then, I was just happy to discover a new animal. I consider it like the cats and the dog, just another pet who had the particularity to live in the trees. I didn't know until I was a college student that the lemurs were an endemic species of Madagascar. Well, as life went by, I spent many years wondering, what is the purpose of my existence? Why I am here on this earth? I finally got an answer for those questions. I am born to save the lemurs and to be the voice of those who have no voice, the lemurs and the local communities. How did I come up to that? Well, I used to be a paleontologist, and when I went down on the field to search for fossils, I discovered lemur traps, and even some dead lemurs in the remote area and dangerous areas where I had to work. That deeply moved me, and then I said to myself, the fossils can't wait under the ground for now. Taking care of the creatures that are still alive is more urgent. Now, if I have to summarize in few words the reason to my success, I would be the power of partnership, the power of collaboration, mutual listening, and mutual trust. From the beginning, I knew my battle would be a long campaign, as trust is not gained overnight. But I knew my mission and objectives I was aiming for, and I knew I couldn't do it alone, but I needed other people to attain these objectives. The local communities had their role to play in it. They could bring something to the greater purpose of the mission. So, one of the first steps we undertook with the JERB was to get closer to them. When we started to approach the community, we faced many problems, as they thought that JERB were taken to their land. So, once the part of this region to be defined as a protected area has been delimited, we made our first priority to help the indigenous people to get a legal ownership of their land. As soon as we earn people trust by helping them, we began to work in a spirit of collaboration that led to many achievements, as the collaboration was based on a dependence, was not based on a dependence, but on partnership and mutual listening. It is easy to tell that story now, but trust me, but at that time, we felt highly vulnerable in everything we have undertaken. Thankfully, the whole team adopted a mentality and a motto to never give up, to turn each disappointment into courage during those harsh times. Today, I am now convinced, and I can proclaim that the power of courage can take you to a level in life you can't even imagine. One of the results of our successful work with the local communities is the total cessation of bushfire for charcoal production and hunting activities in the new protected area of Marmisa in the last 7 years. This was made possible because instead of a top-down system of governance, the authority was given to a platform including many categories of persons: the young ones, the elders, the women, the farmers, the village chief. A disaster happened afterwards. The tree nursery in Manum, for instance, which was created in collaboration with the local community, was completely destroyed by the cyclone 3 years ago. Nonetheless, the destruction of material assets doesn't worry us much, because we know that the foundation built on the power of trust and partnership between the GERB team and the local community is already well established. Now, even without the help of GERB, the local community can go on with what we started together. And if that was possible in Manumbu and Marmiza, why wouldn't it be in many regions of Madagascar, or even in other places of the world? I would like to end this speech by giving you a message. I hope you'll bring home a message I learned from this little part of my experience, but I shared with you tonight. Conservation is always difficult when people have little access to food, to education, and to health care. Before we can accomplish anything, we ought to build first the foundation of trust. Then the partnership can lead to the success of our mission. Let the voice of the local community be heard. Let's keep learning and listening. Generally speaking, it's never easy to change things to reach the objectives we want to attain if we focus on the difficulties. We cannot move forward. We can't move forward with negative feelings or thoughts. In closing, I encourage all of us to remember that each of us here has the power to make a difference. No matter how big or how small, but we can use the power in our hands to make these changes. Now, I would like to borrow and to close with a poem by Beth Strano. Together, we will create a brave space. Because there is no such thing as a safe space. We exist in the real world. We all carry scares, and we have all caused wounds in this space. We seek to turn down the volume of the outside world. We amplify voices that fight to be heard elsewhere. We call each other to more truth and love. We have the right to start somewhere and continue to grow. We have the responsibility to examine what we think we know. We will not be perfect. This space will not be perfect. It will not always be what we wish it to be, but it will be our brave space together. And we will work in it side by side. Thank you once again for this incredible honor, and let us work together to create a brighter and a more promising future for our primate cousins, for our planet, and for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.